Well, back up here on the big footing job. Unfortunately, they did not get everything figured out before the rain. So somebody's going to do some shovel work out there to clean up those footings. I got a low boy coming. We're going to grab the 350 and I'm going to go ahead and take the mini home because I got a couple things I can use that for. I'm going to put the stumper and the rake on this trailer and the mini on the end. Leave the bucket on the excavator. Got a different guy coming. Donnie's trailer's broke, so got a different guy coming to grab that. We'll take that back to my house and with that grafter rake attempt to build my rock retaining wall while it's too wet to do anything else. Well, we ended up putting the grafter rake back on the excavator because that is the heaviest attachment. Put the stumper and the digging bucket and the Yanmar on the gooseneck. That's pretty well maxing me out, but I can get it all in one trip versus having to spend 2.5 hours to come back up here and go back home. So I'm gonna let Robert drive the truck to the road, and the guy should be here in about 15-20 minutes to grab this. I'll drive that down the path. In case he gets stuck on the gravel, I can give him a push and get him out. Well, we got it here. All right, we had to use the heavy hauler as Donnie's trailer was broke. So let's get this bad boy unloaded. Well, got the 350 over here to the back of the farm. So I accidentally deleted the concrete pour videos, which I didn't have a whole lot of clips of it. But we poured 50 yards of concrete a couple weeks ago. It's kind of cured out. And they came today and set the post. We got steel plates embedded in the concrete. He welds those plates on there. There's going to end up being stone columns put around them like the cabin right there. So all that'll be covered up, and rock walls here in the corner with a nice patio. And there's all my boulders that I hauled the other day. I've actually already come over to 350 and kind of separated these out a little bit to kind of pick them out. I think what I'm going to do is start with that big rock right there that's tapered, put it right here, that way it'll kind of funnel itself down. I think I'm going to curve it just a little bit. It's going to have a S-shaped curve in it and head out right there towards the back of the machine, because there's another little A-frame structure that's going to go right there. And you can see the slope that I have. If I put my rocks right here, I'll be able to backfill all this right here and just not have that steep drop off and have a nice stone wall in the process. So I think I'm going to start with that one that tapers, and then I like to get over here somehow and grab that great big one right there and just kind of keep working my way over there with them. I think I can put these big ones down and then take these smaller ones and put another course of rocks on top of it, and hopefully that'll be enough. We'll see. I don't know how much I'm going to get done. The sun is pretty much shining directly in my face, but I'm going to grab the mini, come over here and cut that back a little bit more so that it curves a little bit better. great big rock. 350 has absolutely no problem picking it up. The sunshine is a little brutal though. We're actually tipping the 350. That's a heavy rock. While I can get this close, I'm going to try to grab this other great big one. Everything else I think I can move over with the mini if I need to. Let's set the first rock. Might just wait till tomorrow when I can actually see what I'm doing. Good thing about 350 is you can kind of mash them in the ground till they're flat. Might be able to build the wall from this way facing the other direction so I can actually see. I want the green side facing out. I love the moss on that rock. That is so cool. This is so nice being able to take this great big machine and just push these 5-ton boulders around. Alright, now I got to find another one that's going to fit in there. Maybe this pointed one. It's turning into quite the big rock. possibly. And then maybe this big giant right here. All right, we got potential to have a good start here. Well, it definitely goes pretty fast. I only worked on this for like 15 minutes. But I can see that I need to probably come over here with the mini excavator and tweak these top ones, get this filled in. I'll have to get the sledgehammer, knock that off, then I can slide those a little bit closer. It's just kind of hard to build it from this angle. I need this great big machine to pick these massive things up. From this angle, it looks great. But once you kind of look at it straight on, might need to take the sledgehammer and chip that off a little bit and get that a little bit tighter. These sandstone rocks break pretty easy. But yeah, I can definitely break that off. Get all that slid over pretty tight. Then just continue this course right on over here. And that should end up working out pretty good. I just can't have holes that big in the wall. But once that's broke off, that'll come in about another 6 or 8 inches. If I need to throw another rock behind it, I can do so. Or flip that over. Might flip that rock over. I'll figure it out tomorrow. All right, till tomorrow. All right, well, I'm gonna start messing with my wall here again this afternoon. I slid that rock out that was right there and took a sledgehammer and broke off that section, so it should fit a little bit tighter now. I'll move these back in and then start grabbing my other big rocks and finish this course out. Then I'll fill it in with the rocks up top. Grab 2 or 3 more big rocks here and see if I can get those put in place. Completely broke that rock in half. What were the odds of that? I'm gonna leave well enough alone because it still fits. I tried to break that thing and break that thing over there, and then I literally tap it one time and it snaps in half. About like that. Well, it should lay down a little better now that it's broken out. I got a nice thin rock to cap something with now. Let me lay that over here. Well, that just broke all to pieces. Maybe not. I'm gonna go back over here, grab one more big one, put it down, and then I may take the mini and grab some of those smaller rocks and start putting the top course in. It's just a little bit more easier to do it with that. And then take this and just grab any more big ones and bring them down here. It sucks I had to bring this big machine home just for this little bit, but I didn't have anything else to pick rocks up with. Kind of knock that point off a little bit so my next rock will fit on top of it a little better. The good thing is the 350 don't care. Sit right here and whittle that down a little bit. Like so. Then we'll push these back together. Alright, let me try to work on the second course over top of that. Well, I've been busy with the mini excavator putting this top course of rocks on. I moved those big ones with the 350 there. But I think I got the wall where I pretty much want it. Now I need to go over here and find some smaller rocks and come from the backside. Kind of fill in any of those voids right there. Then I'm gonna go grab some fabric, put back there, and see if I can't round up some dirt to start backfilling this wall. Like right there, I need to put a big rock in there somehow. I think there's an old pile of topsoil right in there. I'm gonna go over there in a minute with this and pluck those trees out and rake it out. And then maybe that'll be something nice I can top dress this right here with, so I can get something to grow on it. So I'm gonna pluck out a few of these smaller rocks and dump behind the wall and see if I can't fit some of those in those voids. So I've got majority of the voids filled in for the area that I'm gonna backfill right here. From there over, I'm not gonna do anything with it just yet. You see I throw all those little rocks in there just so nothing tries to go through. I'm gonna take the mini excavator and notch this out a little bit, put a little bit of dirt in there. Once I level this out where I compact it, probably go get a little bit of clay, dump in here, and then I'll put some fabric on the back side of that. That way when I backfill it, no water can possibly try to go down there through that and wash it out. So while I still got Fred here, I'm gonna take the excavator, load these rocks up. These aren't my leftover ones, but they are my leftover ones. I've still got to finish the wall once that other building is done over there. So I probably should have dumped them over there to start with, but it was real wet that day and I don't want to drive through the field. So I'm gonna load these into the truck. Should get all these in pretty much one load and then just dump them over there by the tree line so they're right there where they need to go. Might not get them all in there, but I'll get the majority of it. And I only got one. Majority of them, the rest of them I just pick up with a skid steer. Alright, well let me finish grabbing all the rocks I can. We'll go dump these out and pretty much call it. Good morning, everybody. Back over here at the farm. I'm going to start backfilling my wall. Before I went inside yesterday, I went over there and grabbed the backhoe and a roll of fabric and the jumping jack, and I ran down behind the wall, kind of packed that dirt in there to those big voids, because if I go and put fabric over it, it's just going to kind of leave an air pocket in there. So I think I'll leave it loose now and it should fill all in there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of that fabric, lay it in there, take the 350. I got some brush to stack up. I'm gonna go brush or stack that brush up, put the bucket back on, see if I can't find 2 or 3 loads of dirt, and then I like to find something a little more clay in it to put maybe another 2 feet in here. Then I found a pile of topsoil in the woods over there. There's another pile down there I'll probably rake through. Then I have some more over there I can grab as well. I'll probably go ahead and take the skid steer, clean all that loose rock up, and dump it back here as well to bury that and not have to deal with that again. So I got all the fabric rolled out right there. Some dirt clods holding that in. I'll backfill that. I'm sure it'll pull it down and push it all in those crevices, and then at the very end I'll just trim off the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the skid steer, clean up that little area right there, dump that back here. Then go over there and take the 350, stack my brush up and get some dirt, start bringing it over here and getting that packed in place. So that's the borrow pit I dug when I got dirt for the pad over there, and I never had time to fill it back in. Now it's about 5 or 6 feet deep of muddy water. Yep. Whoops. Well, those are the trees I took down with Betty. While I have the excavator here, I'm gonna go ahead and break those up, stack them into the pile right here, and probably go put the digging bucket on, figure out where I want to dig. I imagine that's still gonna be wet right there, but I may dig another hole right there, take that one tree down, and get a couple more loads of clay, backfill the wall with. Honestly, didn't think those logs would still be good as long as they've been laying here. No need to chainsaw when you have the big machine. Cut a log or two out of that, but they've been sitting there for like 2 months. I figured they'd probably start staining. They won't take them. Oh well. Karate chop. That was like a 16-inch tree or so. Finish breaking these up, put the bucket on, we'll start moving a little bit of dirt and backfill the wall. So I think I can just load 2 loads of dirt with the rake right here. This stuff is pretty sticky, so I'll just dig another hole right there, load it into the truck with that. It might take a few extra scoops, but I don't want to take that off because I want to go over there to the pond and possibly do a little bit of cleanup. once I get the wall done. So let's walk across the field and grab the dump truck. So I was able to get all my clay put in here, and I was able to grab that pile of topsoil that was there in the woods and that other one back over there. I left it a little bit low because I probably ended up going to do mulch, and I didn't want it to stick up too much higher, plus to give this time to settle in a little bit. I got the shovel. I'm gonna kind of rake that down a little bit, go ahead and take the scissors and trim that fabric down just a touch. But yeah, let this dry a little bit more and I can find some a little bit cleaner topsoil. This stuff had a lot of roots in it, but it was right there and easy enough to bring over here. Well, I'm happy with the way this turned out. I'll come back in here, got that fabric trimmed out and dirt raked down a little bit. Once this settles in, I'll bring a little bit more topsoil in here and mulch after planting some stuff. That'll make a nice little retaining wall. This will make a nice retaining wall. I like the way that looks. Come in here, I get some more topsoil, kind of backfill all those little voids right there at the bottom. Power rake all this out. And that's going to turn out right nicely. Hopefully all that moss will kind of start growing back on these rocks. I think that'll look really cool. Kind of right in here. Most of this stays in the shade all day long, so it's a good chance it might. You can kind of see on the bottoms of all those oak trees, they have moss on them. I think it'll look pretty cool. And then I dumped the rest of the rocks over there, as you saw. Once this gets done and I get all this back filled, I'll take those rocks and continue that on and bring a bunch of dirt and fill all this in to level this grade off right here. Yep, I got a lot more work to do eventually. Always something to do, but this little project for today is done. New versus old. Let's take the 350. I'm gonna go over there and try to grab, I got an old pile of brush over there. I like to haul that over here, a couple of it, clean that entrance up a little bit. And I'm gonna see if I can't load a couple more loads of dirt with the rake into the truck to come over here and at least fill that hole back in. Then whatever extra I have left, maybe dump it right here and start pushing it in there to fill that in a little bit. I really don't need another pond right here. Let's put some brush in the dump truck now. See how well I can do this without making too big of a mess of my road here. That one hit the cab. Got that one log hanging out too far. There we go, a little bit better. Shake all the loose ends off. I was hoping I was going to be able to back the truck in here, load my dirt, but this ground looks a little too soft. Well, it's not that it's too soft, it's that it's too muddy. It's when I pull out, I'm going to be tracking mud all down my road. I really don't want to do that. So I might just walk the scoops over here. Probably make an even bigger mess. I don't know. Maybe back the truck up in here and just see how bad it does. I'm going to say that's probably enough, as anything else is just going to fall off. I'll figure out if I want to back in here and try to get dirt or just scoop it up and take it. Well, it's going better than I thought it would as far as not making a tremendous mess. The ground's actually holding up. It's pretty mushy on top, but All in all, that piece of wood's just gonna have to go. I didn't quite dump it all out. Tried to back into the pile and push it back some. But I think I can get this load and one more before I start making too terribly big ruts. That'll get rid of a good part of this mud right here. On there, make it count. I was going to start knocking down some of these trees. I know this machine's can't stay here very long, so I may just leave well enough alone. It's one of those things you kind of want to get it all down while you're working on it, and I know for a fact I can't leave the machine here that long. It's got to go work on the road job. At least I can get a little something done while it's here. Alright, I did put it in 6-wheel drive for what it's worth. Just gonna kind of creep. I'm actually gonna kind of hang out next to this bank right here. Feeling it might be a little bit more solid. We're squishing. Gonna go real slow and maybe not strow too much mud in my stone. Probably should have put the bucket on, but I do want to do, we're leaving a mud trail, but it'll dry up. That's why I didn't put any gravel on that. I can run down there with the skid steer, clean that back up. Now we'll fling all the mud off the tires. Might be able to dump this. Yeah, I'm gonna dump this directly into the hole right there. In fact, it'll go better if I come in from in front here. Like right in here-ish. Where is this hole at? It's over here. I'm about to drive past it. There we go. We'll back up right to the edge of it, somewhere about right there, and dump it in. Let's go ahead and back up just a little bit more. About right there. Alright, Let's go get another one. Well, I decided that if 4 loads made that kind of a mess and really makes no sense to stop, might as well just haul another 4 or 5 loads and get enough dirt to finish filling in my borrow pit there. So that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, no need to just half do it, right? Now I'm probably gonna wish I did put the bucket on here, but I'm not gonna track back over there and strew all sorts of mud in my path. When this does work. I'm just gonna cut this into the old pond dam out and just use this material. It's somewhat dry. Too much dirt right here anyways. Alright, well I think I got my money's worth. Let me go dump that. You can watch it splash into the pond. just gonna kind of use the dirt as I dump it in here to push the water out. I'm hoping it kind of runs down that way. We'll find out. I'm sure this is just gonna turn into an absolute disaster, but maybe it'll dry out one day. Do all this one-handed here, and we're backing up. About right there. Let's see what it happens. Have a wave of water there come out the other end. Yep, there it goes. Probably right into my ruts. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a mess. Called it. Last load. I think this will be enough to fill everything in. Come over the skid steer and just kind of slick this up. As you can tell, I was able to get a fair amount of material moved, that pile, and then I've cut down what was this old pond dam back that far. This thing's heavy. I don't know if you noticed, but the last two times I've overshot the truck between how heavy that rake is and a full bucket of dirt. It doesn't stop on a dime. Well, this did work, loading dirt with the rake. It was interesting, but it did work. Now if I have time, I can work on a little more clearing around here. If not, this will be on here when I move the machine, because I got to do clearing with it and moving brush on the next job. This one count. I can't believe those two pine trees haven't blown over or died. As much dirt as I cut away from them. They're eventually coming down, but they're just kind of chilling on their pile of dirt there. Alright, let me go dump this, and I'll probably walk the excavator back over there and kind of push that dirt in the hole best I can. Let's see if I brought enough dirt over here. I think I've definitely created a sinkhole. take this dirt, push it down in here, and finish pushing that water out. You'd be surprised how fast this will dry out. Make sure I filled in my first hole here first. Take the extra dirt, throw it over right here. We'll just see how long it takes for this to dry out. Because I can guarantee if I'm over here with Betty, I will find it. Dries out and settles in, I'll cut it down a little more. That way I can take my topsoil here and put over top of it. Kind of still have something that'll grow some grass. This is my plan for this to be somewhat future pasture or hayfield. Brought like one more load over here. Oh well. I still got that pile of dirt right there to go over top of everything with. Surprisingly, that dirt was actually pretty dry that was back in the old pond dam. Actually was a little bit dusty. I haven't seen dusty dirt in quite a while. I probably should have brought one more load over here, but this is enough to get it up to ground level. I'm not going to drop 350 out here and bury this thing in my mud hole. But at least that water should drain out now. And as this dries, I'll just kind of keep tracking it in. At the moment, that is a no-go area with any heavy equipment. I mean, it's actually, picking the machine up, so it's not terrible. It's spongy. Venture too far on the end right there and you'll probably have a different opinion. Alright, well, I'm going to let that, oh yeah, don't drive right there. I'm going to let that drain and I'm going to go get the skid steer and clean my road off. That's gonna be a wrap for today. Got my hole filled in over there, all the dirt graded out with the skid steer, and I brought the Thunder Creek over here and gave everything a good greasing. And I forgot how much faster the grease pumps in the summertime, or when it's 75 degrees. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know which fitting actually put grease to that right there, but standing back here I couldn't see that. I was just going to town with it, and I looked over here and I said, oh my gracious. Yeah, we won't have to grease that one for a little while. And I went ahead and pumped probably, gosh, I don't know, I got a 5-gallon bucket of grease, but I bet if I had to guess, I probably put 6 or 8 tubes of grease on this machine, if you can convert it the other way. That's the nice thing about that air greaser. You can grease stuff fast.